You're putting me on the spot, man. I don't know if I like it, bro.
Don't mess up, boy.
Do you want me to walk in or just right here?
No, you're straight.
Wait, do you look at the camera or do I just look at you?
Let's get into it. I like the lighting. Alright, here we go. What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Matt. To my left, I have an awesome guest who is not only my roommate, great friend for the last couple months, but he's also famous on TikTok. And what we're gonna bring to you guys today is some value, some content, some juice about how to get popular on TikTok. So I wrote down 10 questions. I've done this in the past where I ask people questions, and we're gonna do our best to keep this down to 10 minutes. Okay, you guys, so before we dive into the 10 questions, Chris, why don't you give the audience a little background about who you are and where you're from?
Obviously, like you said, my name is Chris Morales. I'm from Wisconsin. I just moved to San Diego about a month ago. I'm 23, and just been here about a month now.
Chris is Adam's my new roommate. But yeah, I've been picking his brain for the last month or so about TikTok because obviously he's got a good following. I'll drop those socials for you guys on the screen somewhere, and I'll drop them down below if you guys want to shoot him a follow on TikTok. All right, guys, so we're going to dive right into these questions. So, Chris, what got you started on TikTok? Take us to the beginning.
I got an email from a company who was just offering me a sum of money to promote TikTok, and I just looked at it, reviewed it. I didn't even know what TikTok was at the time, but they offered me money to create a quick TikTok. I think it was like 15 seconds was the minimum that I had to create. I did that, posted on my story on Instagram and on an actual post on my feed, and that was pretty much it. That's how I got started on it. I didn't really know anything about it. I just kind of kept it lingering in my phone for the app. I had the app lingering on my phone. That was pretty much it.
So aside from the 10 questions that we're going to ask you, was it because of Instagram? Because you already have a following on Instagram?
Yeah, that's pretty much why they reached out, because I had a following on Instagram, and so they said, hey, if you promote this app, we'll give you X amount of money. Whether you stay on TikTok or not, just promote it, and that's pretty much it.
Easy money, right? Okay, so moving on to number 2, when did you start taking it serious? Obviously, you did the first one.
Yeah.
When did you start taking it serious and seeing potential?
So I started in July. I didn't really mess around with it too much. I kind of made TikToks here and there, but then come September, I went to LA. I attended an event. It was a Gymshark event, and I was with the video director, and he was very adamant about TikTok. He would not shut up about it.
Kind of like Gary Vee.
Yeah. He would just talk about it nonstop, and so I was like, why is he continuing to talk about it? So I kept asking him, like, why are you so adamant about TikTok, or what is it about it? He's like, it's so fresh, it's so new, everybody's on it. There's 1.5 billion users on TikTok. Wow. And so he's like, you gotta be on it, you gotta invest your time into it. So he was just mentioning that I should be on it, take it more serious, because it's a growing platform. And so that when he had mentioned that, it was like, okay, this is someone that I admire, this is someone that I look up to. I'm going to take his advice, and I did that.
Right, and I know Gary is preaching it. For anybody that watches Gary Vaynerchuk, he's always preaching, TikTok. And you know how it's kind of like taking over YouTube and Instagram, and it's kind of like the number one thing right now. And we're in January of 2020, so we're going to actually see if it, continues to have that growth that it did in 2019.
Growth,
yeah, exactly. 2019, it grew crazy. Question number 3, what was your first viral video? Now, for those of you who do not know, Chris has had 2 viral videos. Let's talk about that first viral video.
That first viral video was the very first day that the video director from Gymshark, who told me to be on TikTok. Like I said, he was very adamant about it. And so that same day, I was like, you know what? I'm going to study TikTok. I'm going to see what goes behind the scenes. And I told my friend, hey, man, this girl's going to meet me up in this corner. If you just mind, recording it for me, because I'm going to run up to her and I'm going to hug her. And that's it. I think it'll be a cute moment, and I'll post it on TikTok.
Not to cut you off, but before you had that run through your mind, did you think that could potentially go viral? Were you just thinking, oh, this is going to be good content?
I just thought it was going to be cute.
Yeah.
Because I knew that the demographic on TikTok was younger.
Right.
So I was like, someone's going to think this is cute. I'll at least get maybe 2,000
couple views, right?
And because at the time, I only had maybe 200, 500 views max. And so I was like, yeah, just record it for me. We met on the street corner, and then I didn't even plan it because I didn't think I was going to meet her right then and there. And this girl starts yelling my name, Chris. And I turn, and it's the girl that I was supposed to meet up, and she's running across the street.
Oh, so it was organic. It just wasn't planned or 100%. Anything like that.
And so my friend picks up the phone immediately because he's like, oh, he wasn't ready for it. So he picks up the phone, he starts recording from inside the store, not even outside. He was inside the store, or I was supposed to meet him. and this girl comes running, and she runs up to me and like jumps on me, and like immediately I'm not thinking like, oh, like love this girl. I'm thinking TikTok. so I start spinning in circles, like thinking like some slow-mo, something like a slow-mo scenery or something like that. And so I start spinning in circles, and then that video was recorded on the phone. It wasn't recorded on TikTok, the app or anything like that. I ended up posting that midnight. That night? Same day, which was the same day that the guy told me to be on TikTok. And so I go on midnight and I post it. I'm like, yo, I tell my friend, like, yo, what sound should I use? What audio? Right. It's like, dude, do something super cliche. Use the Titanic. The Titanic theme song. I was like, all right. So I put
with Rose.
Yeah, I posted it. I went to sleep, and then I woke up and it had 200,000 views, and I was like, oh shit. That's a good amount of views, man.
Yeah, so what's the video at right now?
At least at 1.2 million, I think.
At least 1.2. Yeah, that's not even your most viral video.
No, it's not. But it grew to 1.1 within a week, and it slowly kept growing after that.
Slowly kept growing.
Yeah, it capped.
Question number 4, getting down to the audience that's kind of watching, maybe trying to figure out this. How does one build a following, right? So you figured out how to get I guess you didn't figure it out, but you had a viral video.
Yeah.
So how do you build a following on TikTok?
I honestly, I think you have to have one of 3 things, if not all 3. This is a pattern that I noticed, is that people are either very attractive, very funny, or very creative. Mm-hmm. Now, you either perfect one of the 3, or you're good at all 3. And that's the thing that I've noticed, the pattern that I've noticed on TikTok, is where people are just really good at all 3 or just one of the 3. And that's what I've noticed that builds a following on TikTok, is that they can either be very creative, very funny, people love entertainment, or they're just very good looking and they follow them just because they're good looking.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of a thing, you know, same as like actors and actresses. Yeah. People like them because of their good looks. Yeah. It's totally normal in the day and age that we live in. I think it's always been kind of a thing, you know. Like Elvis Presley, great singer, great musician, but very good looking. I talked to a lot of people that were like my mom's age, and she was like, yeah, like at the time he was like the Justin Bieber of the era.
That's
like,
what it is.
He was like attractive, but he was also talented as well. Okay, so question number 5, does following a trend matter? Because I've heard this before, compared to like YouTube, Instagram, TikTok is way more trend based. So do you think following a trend matters?
I guess it depends the audience that you're trying to attract, or the following that you're trying to keep. Because if you're going to keep following trends, your profile is going to look like you're just doing the sounds that everybody's doing rather than creating your own niche. Mm-hmm. So if you want like a quick following, following trends is probably the way to go. But if you want to create your own niche, then your following is going to be very very loyal, and they're going to stick with you no matter what kind of posts you make. But if you're sticking to a trend, maybe like a sound or an audio that's trending at the time, you're going to have like 15 seconds of fame. You know, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
You're just kind of like...
You're going to pop off for a little bit. And
then after that, it's just like no one really cares because you're just waiting for the next trend.
So following a trend does matter to an extent, but...
I would recommend following a trend for the beginning to like create a quick following. And then from there, dive into your niche and really like stick with that for
the audience.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. No, that's good stuff. Chris, you've obviously had 2 viral videos. For those of you guys who don't know, we already talked about the first one, but the second one got actually more, 2.7 million, I believe. I'll make sure and show those videos on the screen. But you've obviously had experience with viral videos. So my next question is, in your opinion, what makes a video go viral?
So I was saying the first video, I think it went viral because it was like something that people, even us, we follow people that have what we want, and that's pretty much, it's like motivation, right? So like the first video, I think it went viral because people want a perfect relationship. At least that's what it showed. That was their perspective that I was showing. The second video was very relatable, and I think that's why that one popped off. But as far as like having a viral video on TikTok specifically, it's got to be something that people rewatch and things that people want to share with their friends. Word of mouth. It's like, dude, gotta watch this video. It's funny. You gotta keep watching it. And then they send it to their friends, and not only that, or they repost it. And then once they start doing that, TikTok picks up on it, and they start to showing it on other people's For You pages.
Right.
And obviously the For You is just like your typical news feed.
Right. That's for people like on Instagram. Yeah. That would be the Explore page. So, no, that's definitely important to keep in mind because there's so many things that go into these videos, right? People say it's easy to grow on TikTok and get famous, but at the same time, there's like strategies, there's things you have to follow in order to, have that growth, right?
Well, people think like, oh, I went viral, but they don't even know how.
Yeah.
Because they followed one of those things and they didn't even realize it.
And they didn't know. Right. That's crazy. That's exactly right. Okay, so keeping this thing moving, how do you keep a following after a viral video, right? So you post, you got 2 viral videos. Yeah. First of all, how long was the time frame between the 2 viral videos for you?
Within a month.
Really?
It was within a month. But I think the reason that people keep a following or can keep a following, or even that people that don't. For example, I saw this one profile that had a viral video, but it was her only video. And she didn't keep any of the following because she didn't have anything else to follow up with. They didn't know who she was. They didn't have any connection with the person. Mm-hmm. So it's hard to keep a following that doesn't connect with you. So for me, it was different because I already had a bunch of videos leading up to that viral video. Mm-hmm. So it's like, oh, you know what? This is kind of funny, kind of good looking, maybe a little bit. And so like they stayed for the follow. Same thing with the second video. I already had a bunch of videos before then, and so they stick around. So it's important to have videos in between that make people want to stay and follow because they realize that you're not only funny, creative, good looking, but you're consistent and you're posting a lot.
And I think that's really important that you mentioned that because, you know, when somebody gives you a follow, whether it be Instagram or Twitter or adds you on Snapchat, subscribes on your YouTube channel, anything like that, if they follow you on TikTok after a viral video, obviously they're like, I want to see more of this kind of content.
Yeah.
Like, this was attractive content to me. I want to see this. This was funny. Whatever it was about that video, they want to see more of it.
Yeah.
So if somebody only has one video, they might follow them and be like, oh, I'm going to see more of these videos. And if that person never posts any more videos, then obviously they're going to unfollow. But, you know, people don't just follow somebody for no reason. They have a reason. If they like that
and
video,
like I said, they also share it with their friends, which benefits us in general.
Of course, yeah. They spread it around. That's one of the biggest ways to blow up is the way that people share stuff, especially the people on TikTok because
it's not even
so
shout
young.
outs, it's word of mouth.
Right.
It's 100% word of mouth.
Exactly. It's crazy. All right, so moving on to the next question. How often should somebody post on TikTok? Obviously, this is a topic that's brought up quite a bit.
Yeah.
In your opinion, judging from your audience and the 2 viral videos that you've had, what do you think is a good number for someone to post on TikTok per day?
Unless they have a following, they should be posting at least 3 times a day. Morning, like afternoon, and night until they build a following. Because once you have built a following, then you'll be able to see your analytics and you'll be able to see the followers and what time they're most active.
Right.
And then you'll be able to see the time frame that they're most active. And then it's up to you whether you want to post once a day or 3 times a day, even 10 times a day. I've seen a girl who's posting literally 10 times a day, spamming my For You page, and she grew from nothing to 140,000. So it's like it all depends on what you're trying to grow. If you're just doing it for shits and giggles, or if you're wanting to grow on TikTok.
Right, yeah, and I mean, obviously, sometimes because I know on Instagram, this is me personally, I have actually unfollowed people because every time I'm on Instagram, I'm just seeing them, like a brand new photo every single time, and I'm like, it depends on, you know, who the person is. If they're a really close friend of mine, I don't really, you know, I won't unfollow them. I'll just be like, wow, you're really spamming the account. But what I really notice is on Instagram, if somebody's posting so much, I'm just like unattracted. I'm like, I want to see other stuff. So on TikTok, it could be different, right?
Yeah. On TikTok, it's more entertainment. Right. And on Instagram, you try to find value.
Exactly.
Like, are you bringing any value to me? I'm going to unfollow, whatever it is. But on TikTok, it's like, oh, these guys are funny. I'm just going to keep following them. Which, that girl that I'm telling you that posts like 10 times a day, it was valuable. It was entertainment.
It was entertainment?
Yeah, it was good. I was like, I'm not going to unfollow her. It's pretty good.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, that's a good thing. So, another thing that you mentioned earlier, once you start to gain a following, like you showed me earlier, actually right before this video, basically what you were showing me was a lot of your followers are mainly online between, we're in California, the hours between 6 a.m. or is it 5 a.m.? Like 5 a.m. and 9 a.m.
Yep.
Like that's when the most followers are on. So
they're active. So that's when I want to post. That's for me. Everybody has analytics are going to be different.
Right.
But for me, that's what works, and that's what I'm saying. Like if they post 3 or 6, 7 times a day, they'll be able to build their own following, and they'll be able to see what is going to work for them, what time should they post, and how often they should post in that time frame.
Exactly. No, that's valuable, and for anybody that has TikTok should definitely take that into account. Okay, so question number 9, Chris. How much of your TikTok audience have you been able to bring over to your other social media? So how have you been able to, or if you have, been able to cross platforms, cross promote from TikTok to your other platforms?
It's a lot better than I thought it would be. Because I didn't think I was going to be able to move them all over. Because I honestly, like, if I was thinking for myself, I'm like, I'm not going to go on, click on their Instagram, click on their YouTube, click on their Snapchats. So from maybe 30,000, I probably gained 1,000 on Instagram, even less on Snapchat, and even less on YouTube.
Right.
So I think you really have to have a very large following for them to want to follow you on YouTube, to know your daily life and all of that.
Right, follow you along a little bit closer.
Yeah.
Right? That's good to know though, because for a lot of people that look at TikTok, and for me personally, as like a young audience, kind of a joke, like not monetizable, like all these things about how it's just places for people to go and waste time and entertainment. I think it's important for those people to understand that, look, you can still bring an audience from TikTok into, you know, whether you have a website, other socials such as Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, and kind of grow that audience from TikTok and see it more as, you know, valuable than just a waste of time. All right, so coming to the last question, and I know we're definitely over 10 minutes. Doesn't matter. I think this is valuable. Chris, what would you give to the audience out there watching right now who's trying to gain your one piece of advice for somebody who's trying to grow on TikTok?
If they have no following, I would say follow some trends, follow some sounds and audios that are trending. Use them to your best capabilities. Create something that's not already created on that audio and use it nonstop until you gain a good traction on it. Find your niche and stick with that and use that all the way through. You know, you don't want to copy somebody else. You want to be yourself. You want to be unique.
Exactly.
At the end of the day, if they're following, you know, the most popular TikToker, they're gonna follow her. They're not gonna follow someone that's copying her.
Right.
You want to be yourself, and that's pretty much all I got.
That's why they're popular.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. So big shout out to Chris G. Morales on Instagram, TikTok. I'll make sure to drop the socials below. Hopefully you guys didn't mind us eating our little acai bowls in front of you while we did this little interview. We haven't eaten anything today, so thank you guys for watching this video. If you guys haven't already, don't forget to hit that like button, drop a subscribe if you guys haven't already, and turn on those post notifications. That way you guys never miss another video. Hopefully you guys are killing it in 2020, and I'll see you in the next video.